Hello and welcome back. I'm bballjo, and this is another review of Workers' Resources Soviet Republic. Today, this is submitted by Nibaro. Nibaro has a very special republic, which is inspiring me to think about Season 5 already. What is so special about it? Well, he has no money. Why is that good? Because that means he's playing this whole game without any exports, and I think it's amazing. Let's take a look at how he does it. Well, hey there. So yeah, as you can see, no money. We are in 1984, so not super far along, and 103,000 citizens. That sounds pretty good. But I said something weird, didn't I? No money. He started with 10 million, or he started on the easy money, because that's probably the only way that you can do this. And if you look at this, everything was spent on something, mostly on vehicles, a little bit on just resources for building, and that's about it. And no exports. I have this set to all. There are no exports at all, dollar or ruble. And I have never played a game like that before. Never, ever before. What does this really mean? You're starting out with whatever you need to start out. You have a little bit of money, so use it. But then you have to start producing everything yourself. Which, if you start thinking about it, well, that can't be that much. And you're just like, have you ever tried to produce clothing, food? Just clothing and food is probably a good starting point for your whole republic. I have been able to. I mean, barely, but not really. And what happens when you do that? You get to these ginormous farm setups right over here. I'm just running it with the map on the side, but as you can see, you're not having to use any of the border houses or customs houses to export anything. And there's just a lot of fields and a lot more fields coming over here. And there are a lot more fields here. And there's a lot of fields going on. But I think it's awesome. It's awesome that it's even attempted. I'm not saying Nibaro is the first one that did this, but it's the first one that struck me. And it's the first one that submitted one like this. For gameplay. So bravo, and yes, I'm very highly considering this for Season 5. Don't know what map it's going to be, don't know when we're going to start, don't know if I have to start when we start water or not, but this is what I want to do for Season 5. Don't export a single thing. I need to figure out some more rules, and I need your help for that. But yeah, let's look at everything that's going on. I have no clue, absolutely no clue where he started. If I look at this map, could have been anywhere. The frame rate is a little low, so I'm not even running this, but could have been anywhere. I don't know, probably in the middle somewhere. And if you look at it, I mean, there's a lot going on. And I'll show you the cities later. There's nothing that stands out at me for the cities. It is very functional. It's very well designed, functional cities. But overall, it's just making do with what's needed, with what's required, and I think that's awesome. Let's look at this. Let's look at what's going on here. Some distribution offices, looks great. Some wood cutting posts, because you do need them now, and you have to make sure that there's always enough forest available. I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty certain that Nibaro actually played either completely without loans, or, sorry, not loans, completely vanilla, or pretty much all vanilla. So there are no large silos, no large chemical setups, there's nothing large. This is all vanilla, and that is amazing to me. I mean, that alone was worth a video. And let's just look at what he did here, because there's probably a lot of things that we need to consider. For example, you have to start with power. If you don't have power right away to begin with, well, once you're out of money, you're out of power. And since he did not build a power import connection anywhere or export, the only way to make it work is to have a power plant right away at the beginning. I don't know if you start with the power plant here or there's a nuclear plant on the horizon over here, but I'm going to assume it was over here because it's the biggest industry I can find. And really everything was crammed into here, and there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of distribution offices hanging out here. A oil refinery, which is full. Wow. I don't know how he got all the workers here, but it is packed. And look at this number too. This is impressive. 2%, even with the new mechanics, 2% unemployment on 100,000 citizens. That is awesome. I say that a lot, but no, that's awesome. This one is full, beautiful. This one is full. Even the vehicle production lines, they are full. That is awesome. And well, if you start this way of playing, if you start without exports, you have to start building vehicles right away. And I wonder if the numbers that we saw here for vehicles imported actually accounts for the blueprints that he had to buy right away in the beginning. Because if you don't have money, you can't wait to buy blueprints. You have to buy the blueprints that you need ASAP. Otherwise, you're just screwed and you can't do anything else with it. It's a really interesting way of playing to me, and I really want to try it out. I haven't done it before, but I definitely will. I think there are some optimization things that we consider here, just for the game itself, but that's fine. It's just totally different. No, let's just keep looking. Here's our center city with a bunch of large prefabs. Again, it's very functional. It's very pretty and functional. Lots of kindergartens here. I don't think they're necessarily necessary, but hey, at some point these were probably needed, and that's fine now. But as you can see, they're not all used. But children come in waves, so at some point I'm assuming these kindergartens were all full, and sometimes they're pretty much empty, and that's fine. Shopping center, not too many people here. That's actually a good thing. Then we have a bunch of pools here. They're not optimized. I think that is fine. Is this? No, this is a vanilla museum, right? Must be. It's not optimized, and I think we can save a little bit of money there, but you don't worry about optimization if you are actually producing everything yourself. And this is a very interesting, do I want to call it gulag style setup, where everything is just butted up to each other, and it's just functional. It's functional. So many people can live here and do their things, and I can't actually see where bus stops are. There's one here just with passengers waiting. Where can you go? Where can you go to work? No, that's a distribution office. That's a shop. That's something else. That's something else entirely. There's a big bus stop right here. Yeah, just a couple workers, and everything is kind of just being shuffled around with workers. Communist headquarters, yes. Another thing is he actually turned on crime and justice before he handed me the game, so that is impressive. Orphanages, yep, going a little overboard here. That's fine. Government loyalty is not a high priority right now, but you have government loyalty, 71%. Holy moly, that is awesome. Just the stats alone in this game get me excited. Here we have several vehicle storages. Oh, that's beautiful. When I do this, I will hate having to move all these vehicles around manually. I really, 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 really will hate that. But maybe I can find some nice ways to do this more efficiently. Maybe I can't. I don't know. I will probably have to try to put everything... What is this? Oh, little cars. I will probably have to try to store vehicles in certain places. Just like, this is only excavators, this is only bulldozers, this is only XYZ, and so on. But in the beginning, you can't do that. It's just... This gives me anxiety and makes me excited about what may happen. That's awesome. A huge row, let's turn the UI off, huge row of silos. That's just beautiful. This is how you have to store it if you have as many citizens in your republic as we do here. And yeah, some of these have some grain left over and some of them don't. And that honestly is pretty awesome. I don't know, do you use... Nope, these are train lines. These are not distribution offices, and that's fine. You don't have to. But I love it. I love how this is all set up. What do we have here? Yeah, vehicle depots, effectively. So you can actually use all of your vehicles. And the vehicle depots work in conjunction with these vehicle storages. Again, if you just go plain vanilla, this is what you have to do if you want to have them available for when you need them. Nothing wrong with that at all. I love it. I like how big the city is. I don't know how many citizens live in here, but I like how big the whole thing is. And you even have 2 universities set up there. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff to see here, just in general. We have visitors here. I have to figure out how to use these attractions correctly or well. But no, this is exciting. Airline. He has an airline production. Is this just for helicopters? Nothing is selected. Select blueprint to manufacture. You don't have a blueprint. So this is something we would have to figure out, because planes are exceptionally expensive. Especially if you want a blueprint. For example, I'm not even looking at the mods, just the 142 is a big general cargo plane, 32 million. Do we just say I can't use planes when we play this, when you play this without exports? Or should you be able to take out a loan for the blueprint and then only export the thing that you're building until you recoup the loan. I don't know. I really don't know. It's just, it's something that is very, very, very interesting to me, and how to make it work. And I have no idea. No idea how that's gonna work, but this is pretty awesome. What we have here. Setup for iron ore processing and a bunch of heating plants. If that works. And again, he has all of these really full of workers, and that's awesome. How do you get them here? That's a fuel station. There is a bus station. No, this is great. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say there. I'm not gonna say, sorry, my nose is really itchy. I'm not gonna say this is the best looking republic that I've ever seen, but I don't think this is what that is about. This republic is functional 100% of the way, all by itself, completely self-sufficient, cosmonaut mode, 100,000 people, and at most, you got here in 24 years. I'm looking at my republic and I'm nowhere near that. Now, there are things that you can do to speed up things, but overall, this is just a ginormous feat, and I am impressed by it, and I love it. More fields. Again, you need this. He even produces the meat that he wants in this area. Where's your meatpacking plant? Is this one is? It's a slaughterhouse. Is that the vanilla slaughterhouse now? I'm just gonna say it is. I really don't know if it is, but cool. It's all working, and that's really what it's all about. There's a radio station. There's another city here. Again, I'm not sure what's up with all the kindergartens, but I don't care. I don't care. I don't care at all. It's beautiful. Big uranium setup, which is interesting because uranium is worth so much money, but again, he doesn't need any money. So this is just stacking up all the fuel and the containers probably, and they have to be taken somewhere, and it's working. No, that's great. How many people do you have here? It's not as full as the other ones, but it is full. It is full, and things can probably be optimized, but who cares? Yeah, more cities over here, more pipes, more functional setups, and that is great. But there's just a lot to do. The cities overall, I think, look mostly the same, just very high efficiency, high capacity buildings plopped in, and then built all the utilities around it to make sure you don't lose any people, which is super important, super duper important. You cannot lose your citizens. That's when you run into trouble. And it works. It totally works. Can this be optimized? Yeah, sure. But who cares? Who cares? For a steel mill setup, that's a beauty, but it's probably also a necessity. You can't do it without. Several conveyor belts that do their thing for coal and for iron. That's cool. Look at this. Look at this. Love it. Love it. Still on the UI, off the UI. This is, it's just nice. I'm surprised to see so many dirt paths or mud paths right here, because he was actually playing with rain on, so static sun. I had to turn it off because the FPS was a little worse, but all these mud paths slow down a lot of your vehicles, especially when it rains. And I'm surprised to see as many as I see here, but I like this setup. It's just a lot going on. It's obviously full. I think this warrants more aggregate storages compared to what's going on here, but maybe at some point when he didn't have full steel storages, this was different. Maybe they were pumping out a lot more material all the time, but I don't know. I wasn't there. We'll just see what happens and where it goes from there. But this is beautiful. Just I don't know how else to describe it. Over here is an interesting layout, which I saw earlier when I looked at this in the beginning. It's just a little village right by the coal mine, but people get into these buildings, but they will die because the coal mine itself has some pollution, the heating plant over here has pollution, and there's no real utilities right around here. It feels like these were just here to run the coal mine and the two coal mines that were sitting here. So interesting setup, but I get it. And then there's a little fence around it because just in case someone wants to run away. You don't want that, right? Yeah, no, me neither. But no, this is fancy. I like it. What we have here is this iron ore processing. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Just another big setup. I actually really like the layout that's over here. Just a lot of coal, and it should be about twice as much coal as iron ore, which it looks like we have 8 iron ore, we have 12 coal. That map out. Close. It's not exactly the ratio, but it's probably working. and obviously it has been working with the number of citizens that he has. That's awesome. What do we have here? More iron ore processing, then some gravel processing, some alcohol making. Oh, beautiful. And he doesn't even have anything left over, which tells me that he's probably using most of the cargo or most of the goods that he produces. Another city, again, function over form. This scares me a little bit. Having this many hospitals sitting here is a little surprising. Maybe if Navarro watches this, you can explain why there are 4 here with each only a fifth of the assigned workers instead of just 1 with full capacity. But yeah, no, this is fine. This works. Again, so many fields. You need so many crops, and all of these buildings, the original agro farms, are so expensive. It is ridiculous. Very ridiculous. I think you can optimize these a little more. And I think when we play this, we have to make this a little more efficient, but this is fine. Lots of construction material, offices here. Great, beautiful. Love it. The rail, as far as I know, seemed to work. I think. Yeah, he's going somewhere. So it's doing its thing. I'm not worried about it. Again, it's working, and that's all that really matters in this case. So, yeehaw. I do like that there's a beach right here. That's the other thing. You probably can't get tourists in. And why would you? The only thing tourists do is eat your food, eat your meat, drink your alcohol, and give you money. And if you don't care about money, why care? Ooh, that could be an easy out for the no import. If you allow tourists to come in, they could pay for your blueprints. Interesting. Interesting thought, because then I still play the whole game instead of cutting something out. Just for later. What else do we have going on? Looks like there is another nuclear power plant here. I do think you're producing way more power than you need, but that is fine. There's the crime and justice. We're pretty much full. That makes sense. Perfect sense, actually. And no, this is great. Again, I don't think it's the prettiest republic there is, but it's the most impressive republic that I have seen, just by how it exists at this point and what it doesn't do with no exports. Over here, I believe, and if we look at the map, we're in this area, I believe this is going to be a mega city at some point. The way it's laid out, that's what makes me think. A lot of heating stations, a lot of everything really set up here, plus the big nuclear power plant, the single stack out there. There are more heating plants out here, I would think. Yeah, there's one. See, heating plant. It's an interesting layout. I think if you will build this, you won't be able to play the game anymore, frame rate wise, because there's a lot of space here. But no, so far so cool. Everything else on the map is just planned cities. They are not currently being worked on, as far as I can tell. There's some rail going out there in some places. They actually look very similar. So I wonder if he just used these as copyable areas. So you just build them once and then he got rid of them, because what you can do technically is use the clone tool, hover over all of this, and then just build the whole city as it exists here. But I don't know. This could totally just be something to make his life easier, and that's totally fine. Obviously, it's fine. No, again, I really, really like this. This will be season 5. Let's see. It's a chemical setup. I like this. It's pretty. It's compact. It does everything you need it to do. Especially on the vanilla level, this is great. You could have turned these around and put the conveyors in the middle, but then you would have probably had to have something else go on the outside. But you don't need to. This is great. It's probably super working very well. And that's all that matters. Cool. I babbled on long enough, I think. This is going to be a really short one, because as you saw, I think, most of the things. And the thing I want you to take away the most is, can you run a successful, self-sufficient republic without any exports ever? No exports ever. And I think that's just impressive. Again, I don't know who started this. Maybe Navarro did. Maybe he was the first one. That's fine. But overall, no exports. And here's the thing. I think I can sell the tourism for no exports, because exports are up here and tourism is a separate entity down here. It's not going to make a lot of money. It was nerfed by 70% not too long ago. But it could be an interesting source of income for things like blueprints that you just need. later on in the game, especially if you want planes and everything. And you saw how expensive the planes were, so even with tourism on, it will take a very, very long time for you to get anything in the first place. So, yeah, this is the Republic. I think it's awesome. I think it's impressive. And I think everyone should give this one a go and let me know what you come up with. Navarro, thank you very, very much for submitting this. I think I said this a couple times now. It's great. Super impressive and a nice way to play. You have so many trains too. That's awesome. I think there's a lot of potential in this way of playing, and let me know what you guys think. Maybe if you have another Republic that you play this way, please send it to me, because I would love to see some other impressions of exactly this type of gameplay, because honestly, to me, that is how you tickle the most fun out of workers and resources. This is what it's all about. Again, awesome Navarro. I was trying to say something else there, but then I just got stubbled up with what I was not saying. Anyways, this looks great. Please send me more. If you have something that you want me to review, or just to show off, or just general something rather, or if you want me to fix something, doesn't matter what it is, but get in contact with me on the Discord. I would love to share your game, because I think a lot of people enjoy seeing what other people are doing. I enjoy seeing what other people are doing, and sometimes I just get really big inspirations out of what you guys submit, and that's what it's all about. I hope everyone gains a little bit from all of this. I'll be quiet now, because I think I said everything there is to say. Again, Navarro, thanks for submitting this, and if someone else is out there that has something similar, please send it over. Hop on the Discord, and we'll figure out what we're gonna do. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, like, subscribe. I also have a Patreon, and I have a YouTube membership channel thingy that I don't know what I should give you extra on yet, so maybe tell me something about that. That's my spiel. That's my ad. Thanks again. This was great. Bye.